Hey there, Physics Land. Welcome to the first day of school, and for you, it's a virtual day. Anyway, I want to give you a little bit of a summary as to how this lesson is going to work. So you've accomplished the first task, which is getting to the right presentation. And now I'm going to explain a little bit more about what today's expectations are going to look like. Now that you're on the appropriate presentation for this particular lesson, you'll notice that I have a list of the agenda items that we'll be covering in today's lesson. The nice thing is that if you go to individual items on that agenda and you click on that link, it will hyperlink immediately over to where in the presentation you discuss that particular item. So we're going to go back to the beginning just to give you a little bit of a summary of what you can expect. So for today, we're going to start by having you introduce yourself. And we're going to be introducing ourselves on WebEx Teams. So you'll go over here, you'll get over to the virtual lesson where they talk about the virtual introductions on WebEx Teams. It's going to walk you through step by step how to go over and select your cohort. Now let me show you a little bit more about what this is going to look like. So if you're over in Teams, and it's going to look a little different on your iPad, but you're going to go over into WebEx Teams, and you're going to click on this Teams button, and then you're going to select whichever cohort you're in. And that particular page is going to be the place where we have all of our conversations. So you'll be doing your introduction on the general space. So this is where you'll be posting your items. As you can see, when you're going through this section, notice how all of these things involving that item on the agenda are green. Once you're done with that particular item, you'll notice that it changes over to a different color. So I'm using color coding to help guide you through the lesson. The next item is going to be join your Google Classroom. So you should be able to go into the Google Classroom app and then join pretty easily at this point. After you're done with your Google Classroom joining, you'll be able to go and work on organizing some of your online files. And that's going to be just going through, and if you want, you can watch the video, but what you're going to do here is create organization within Notability so that you can keep yourself kind of in a good place when it comes to organizing and coordinating all of your files. After you organize Notability, you're then going to go and organize Google Drive. And you can watch the videos to help to support that too. And then lastly, you're going to add yourself to Flipgrid. So you're going to download Flipgrid, add yourself to the appropriate cohort class, and then you'll be able to, if you have time, start working on your introductory video. At the way end of each presentation, you'll notice that I will always have a wrap-up summary check. You're going to go and just make sure you've done every single thing you need to do for this lesson, and you'll be good to go. I do have one other thing I want to point out before we are done. You are going to be responsible for marking yourself present. So at the beginning of each hour until the end of each hour is the window that you'll be allowed to go and mark yourself present within Infinite Campus. So make sure that you've gone through and done that before the end of the period so that you're able to be marked present. So I know this is going to be a little bit of a different way of learning. Just make sure that as you're going through your virtual lessons that you're working together with your cohort. Specifically, I would encourage you to use WebEx Teams, that general space, to address any questions you have during the lesson. As you know, I'll be teaching face-to-face lessons during the time that you're working on your virtual lesson, so it will be difficult for me to be able to respond back to you in a really quick fashion. So I would suggest you work together as your first step if you do run into any issues. I am so looking forward to meeting all of you tomorrow in the face-to-face environment, and I think it's going to be a great year. Have a good one.